All right, folks, for those of you just tuning in, you are watching the PA Pro-Am Bluegrass Women's 9-Ball Open. As you see, Malm at the table now, ready to break. Rack number 1. Makes the wing ball nice and clean. 1 ball dresses up by the corner pocket. Watch out, 2 ball. It does stop and stays out of the way. Nice easy shot on the 1 ball. 2 balls clear for the side pocket by the 3 or the bottom left-hand corner. Let's see which way she decides to go here.
Back on the A side.
She does just roll it in, tries to hold it for the side, and she does. Well done there. She's going to the left of the 2 ball. So she'll be shooting the 3 ball in the top left-hand corner of the screen there. Gonna try to get pretty straight on this. I don't believe she's going to attempt to get on the side pocket. She has the capability. She may decide to go for the 3 on the side. And she does. Nice little roll in here. She wants to be a little bit behind the 4 ball. Almost on the rail to pocket it in the corner. Have a little angle to drift away from the long rail for the 5 ball. And I think she's a little too straight. Not enough angle. Now she's got to go forward. More angle. She could have gone forward a little bit. Got a little bit longer of a shot on the 5 ball, but being further away from the rail. Now she can just stop the ball and settle. Not a whole lot of angle to work with here. Going forward and leaving a little bit of a longer shot on the 5 allows more manipulation possibilities for positioning on the 5. Trying to draw out of this. Okay, so shows a little bit behind it still. I was going to say she was measuring up the angle to see if she could avoid the 9 ball. Brushing it on that side was okay. She still has that shot on the 7 ball in the side. 1 rail back to the center. Approximately where the 7 ball is now. With the 8 ball in the corner. Yeah. Getting a little close to her work there. She'll be alright. She'll be shooting the 9 ball in the same corner pocket. And rack number 1 going to Malm. Down goes the 9 confidently. Alternate break format will bring Linda Shea to the table. And once again, a nice courteous gesture by Tina. Placing the rack on the table for Linda to come back. On the neighboring table, we have Alyssa and Giovanna. That score now stands 3-1 in favor of Giovanna. Race to 5. As opposed to this hot seat match, which as you can see on your screen is a race to 6. Both players undefeated to this point. Linda Shea, Tina Malm, a.k.a. the hot seat match. Our final two undefeated players racing to secure at least a second-place finish or better. Now, Frank, in this format of the tournament, is it a true double elimination, an extended race? What's the format on this?
It's a true double elimination, and it's a race to 8 in the finals.
Excellent.
I like to
love
extend the finals, so if you're going to win, you're going to win by playing more racks and then surely being a better player.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. I'm an old schooler now, so I grew up with true double elimination no matter what. I don't like going undefeated and being penalized for not losing.
Yeah.
Everyone else gets a second chance. Why shouldn't they?
I'm not a fan of splits, so I try to talk them into playing it.
Mm-hmm.
If they really don't want to play it, I'm okay with it. Like,
you know what that all comes down to, right? The hour of the night.
Absolutely.
For both sides, the players and commentator staff,
Yeah, when we ran the 10 ball, we were here 4:30 in the morning. It was Jimmy Rivera and Bean Hung getting ready to start the finals. They agreed to split, and we weren't arguing that day, but
yeah, good decision that time. And we try to remain unbiased as long as possible, but on those late nights, we're rooting for whoever's ahead or doesn't have to go a second
whoever
step.
shoots faster.
Yeah, whoever shoots faster, whoever's ahead, and whoever does not have to be beaten twice. I'll be honest.
Absolutely.
Which is still fair. It's unbiased. It's just whomever gets there.
Tina's looking at this tough shot here. Let's see the other angle on it. Oh. Kind of lost the cue a little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very unfortunate there. It was a well-played shot. Decent speed, just a little too much. All right, let's see what Linda can do here with ball in hand on this 3-9 combination. No shame here. The correct shot in this scenario. Oh. She got down and shot that pretty quickly.
A little quickly, yeah.
Took her time.
I think she gave it the respect it needed.
Very straightforward, straight drawback here for the 4. Come off the rail a little bit for the 5 in the side. Or back out for the 5 in the corner. See how she can reach this ball. It all depends on how comfortable she is reaching for this cue ball. Also depends on what kind of a stroke. She's sizing up the side pocket here. And you can't see her on camera, but she's taking a deep breath in disappointment on that position of the cue ball. So she's going to her bag now to grab her extension. And once again, even with the extension, let's see what kind of a reach she has on this ball. See if she can stroke it properly. Get back for the 5 in the corner on the top right of your screen. Or she just settles for rolling this in and following up for the 5 in the side. 5 in the side does not allow the easiest position. She has to flirt with the 9 ball being in the way to have the proper angle to be on the correct side of the 5 to follow for the 7. See how comfortable she is. She's using an open bridge and aiming high. She's going to roll forward on this, settling for the side pocket. Nicely done. She does have a long rail. High left on this. Come off the long rail by the bottom right-hand corner of your Dinosphere's banner there. And back over to the center of the table for the 7 ball. Good decision there by Tina to just settle for the shot. I like staying closer to center on this. Now she's behind the 7 ball, forcing her to go up table and back. 2 rails, back to where she is about now for the cue ball. I'm not sure if she's straight enough to just draw back. Now she's got to go forward on this one. 2 rails. 1-2, and does she get there? Nicely done. Looks like good speed. Will she be able to reach it? To center of the table. She's going to have to grab that extension once again. Right, shoot it with confidence. Let the cue ball go around to a safe center rail point to avoid the scratches. And now Tina Malm goes up 2-0 over Linda Shea in this hot seat match. Race to 6. Sitting in on our neighboring table, Giovanna leads Alyssa 3-1. Giovanna's currently at the table, jacked up against a short rail. Cross-banking the 7 cross side, misses and scratches in that side pocket. She was going for it, giving the ball in hand to Alyssa Salt. Now approaching the table, looking to come within 1 game with ball in hand on the 7 ball. 7-8-9 still on the table.
Guys, coming up here in the future on April 12th, we're having our pre-expo 9-ball open. That'll be a $100 buy-in with a $20 greens fee. That'll start at 10 a.m. Don't give you enough time to come in, play, and either get to the expo if you wanted to get there, or if you're winning, stay here, collect your cash, and go the next day. Same thing on the way out. 10-ball post-expo shootout, Monday the 17th. If you're coming into town, we got 2 good tournaments for you. There's all the information. Get in touch with me if you want to get on the list. We get 32 players in each tournament. Pool is going to donate $500 towards the prize fund. I'm working on a sponsor to give us some more. I had to step away for a second, so it's going to be me with you. He made a ball and a break here. Looks like she got a pretty straightforward 1-2 combo. Just wants to kind of leave the cue ball right exactly where she's at here. Just come out to the first diamond there. Just give herself a little bit of an angle. Would have hung up on her. All right, so it looks like Linda could possibly make the 1 ball clear in without having to touch the 2, and use the 2 for a positional shot. She got a piece of it on the way in.
Yeah, it's a nice big pocket with the 2 ball there, or that's what she had to be careful not to hit it too hard to bring the 2 ball too far low on the table. Past the point now, she's got an odd back cut on the 2 ball, limiting her positioning options. But luckily, the 3 ball center table, she can go back and forth. However, watch out for the drink.
Wow. I think that's 2 shots in a row that are uncharacteristic for her to scratch on.
Mm-hmm. That does not do well for the psyche in this game. Twice in a row. 2 unforced errors. She's got to ease back into it. You know, often we refer to this position as the hot seat, but I call it the get cold seat. You don't warm back up enough for, let's say, even an hour before, hit balls for an hour before your match comes up, to really get back in stroke, because it's so easy to cool off sitting waiting for this match as we wait for the 1 loss side to catch up. And speaking of uncharacteristic misses, Tina Malm trying to control the 5 ball on that. Overcompensates and sends it wide off the 7 ball, overcutting the 7, missing it. which wound up being a good thing. A very fortunate roll that the 6 ball is blocking it. And the Shea now looking to kick one rail at the 5 ball to pocket it with the 7, by the 7. A couple things can happen there. Kick combo, 7 ball, leave the 5 there. 2 rails, a little bit short. Got a little bit of left-hand English, made it go a little bit wider than necessary. And Tina Malm, fortunately, back to the table. So that's 3 shots in a row for Linda now.
Ed, do you go for the run out here, or do you have Linda on 2 and just go for the 3 safe?
No, I think they're open enough. I go for the run out here.
Yep.
Stop shot on the 5, stop shot on the 6. Yeah, 1 rail position from the 7 to the 8. Stop shot on the 9. You get out of line on the 8, go 2 rails to position for the 9 in the same pocket, top right. Yeah, I think the balls are too spread out for the safety.
Yeah, she's out. Oh, potential will be out. Sounds great, Ralphie. I'll put you on the list.
I know, we're dealing with Rafi here. You want to get payment in advance? I'm
Absolutely,
joking.
yeah.
I'm teasing Rafi. Been too long. I've got a lot of time to make up for busting chops here. Nice draw stroke on that 7 ball, straight at it. I thought she was going to go 2 rails position for the 8, but she didn't want to mess with the 9 ball. Drew straight out of it. Great shape on the 8 ball. Just simply pocket the 8, go to the long rail on the right, and back out where the 8 is for the 9 in the left corner. She's feeling fancy. She can go up and around 2 rails. 3, really. Up low into the rail. First option it is. And the least amount of movement on the cue ball is usually the best choice. Said that way earlier tonight.
Yes,
Still
it is,
holds
Ralphie.
true. I don't know who he's talking about.
3-0 here.
Rafi, I did give you a shout out way earlier. I don't think you were paying attention. You made a comment like 3 minutes after you made that comment in the chat room. I gave you a shout out, but I thought you were ignoring me. It's good you said something. All right, Linda Shea at the table with alternate break format now, looking to break this streak, get a little rhythm going her way, a little momentum. And where do we stand with the side table match here between Giovanna and Alyssa?
Giovanna's up 4-2.
Mm-hmm. And Linda Shea with the break, no wing ball. Dry break and a clear shot at the 1. And followed by a 2-3 combination coming up. Tina's got to get pretty straight on this 2 ball, or in a position where she can follow up past the 8 and the 7, shooting that combination. I don't think she has an angle or wants to even bother flirting with that 8 ball traffic. Position for the 2 ball on the bottom right. I'm not messing with it. Come across, 2-3 combination, position for the 2. Watch outside pocket. All right, prove me wrong. Great speed control, great line. Avoids the 8, avoids the side. Very nicely done. Sorry for underestimating you, Tina. I am very familiar with her entering game. I just didn't think she'd go for that at that time. Punches out, not enough for the 3. Too much of the 7 blocking the rail first. And I say around the 7 rail first. She's going to have to go around the other way, the wrong way. Pocket to 3. And no easy position on the 4 ball from here. Is she clear of the 7? I can't tell. She may be clear of it, actually.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't look like it from here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it on screen, but like I said earlier, folks, the cameras play lots of tricks on your eyes. Looks like she can power it in, squeeze between a 9-5. She does. And comes out beautifully for the 4 ball. Nicely done. Very well executed twice in a row. Getting on the 2 ball and escaping that route from the 3 to the 4. And this is why she's playing for the hot seat, folks.
Looking over, we got about 30 people here or so.
Yeah, they
were a crowd.
Yeah, they caught my eye. I'm looking over here. They're starting to gather around as we're dwindling down in players. The night crowd is out here. Pool fans and enthusiasts are out here. 2 rail position for the 6 ball in the same pocket. Nicely done. Once again. It looks like Tina's playing at a little bit of slower of a pace than she normally does. She's not quite locked in and settled in, even though she has a commanding lead halfway through this set already. She's not really feeling totally comfortable, but she's being precautious. Now, if she can come around and squeeze for that 2 ball position earlier, I don't think she should have a problem squeezing out or just holding out far enough, not going too far for position on the 7 ball. One, two, three it is. Does she get out there? No. Falls way short of that position. I thought she had the angle to draw out for that.
Yeah, I thought she was just hit the bottom rail, side, right rail coming through too.
Yeah, this is one of those tricky cuts. It's in between. It's not close to the rail tricky, but it's an odd angle where it's like kind of an in-between thin cut, normal cut. So a lot of times people tend to shoot this into the long rail. So play the safe. Absolutely. Keep in control and secure that lead. Don't give up a rack. Once you let off the gas pedal and you allow for any breathing room, that could cause detrimental to your game overall.
Absolutely.
Now, I don't mind seeing Linda playing a little bit of a two-way shot here, kicking at the 7 ball to the right rail, long rail, and then trying to play the 7 with the proper speed, with a good firm amount of speed, a firm medium speed. That way the cue ball goes up table to the bottom of the screen, and if she makes a 7, great. If not, there you go, like that. More speed than that, a lot more speed than that, and it would have been perfectly fine. The 7 ball would have been in the center of the short rail up top on your screen, and the cue ball would have been all the way down the bottom of your screen. So perfectly played, just a little bit more speed. A lot more speed, really. And unfortunately, Linda Shea unable to get anything really rolling her way here, get any momentum going.
I don't
Tina just
understand that shot by Tina.
clearing. Yeah, I'm not too happy with that, but he just got enough to clear the 9 ball, play the 8 inside. She's still not comfortable. Nicely done. Confident, clean stroke. Always dangerous when you're drawing into the side pocket. Catch that rail, it draws out. Anytime drawing any pocket, drawing a ball causes that ball to rattle a little bit. And a nice, firm, confident stroke on that 9 ball. Tina goes up on the hill, 4-0 over the infamous Linda Shea. For any of you that have been watching ladies tours for the last couple of decades, Linda Shea was always the one to beat. And now a lot more ladies getting to a higher caliber of play, giving her a run for her money now. On our neighboring table, Giovanna and Alyssa Solt, now a 1-game difference. Alyssa climbing back into that set. As Giovanna sits on the hill comfortably, Alyssa Solt fighting for survival is now within 1 and at the table to break. She trails by 1, 3-4. Broke, made a ball, has a shot at the 1. Back at our hot seat match, Tina Malm at the table, breaking rack number 5. Commanding lead of 4-0 and just this race to 6. Wing ball goes in. Great cue ball control. 1 ball dressing up by the corner. A little too far to the short rail. Going to have to spin this one in. As you can see on your screen, it's not frozen to the rail, so not the easiest shot. But I like still going rail first on this to kill the cue ball there to hold it on that half of the table for the 2. Don't want to have to slow roll the cue ball. Try to straight cut it in. The cue ball's flying up past the tee ball. And with the 8 ball possibly blocking the 3 in the corner, I'd like to stay on the left half of the table to follow up for the 3 in the opposite side. Does go for the straight cut, but she has a lane. Does she like being on that side of the 2 ball? The 3 must pass the 8. If that's the case. Let's take a look from another camera angle here. It's tight. Slightly jacked up over the 8 ball. You got to be careful here. Yeah. See, I didn't like being on that side of the 2 ball at all. I don't know if it was jacking up over the 8 ball or just her disappointment in position on the 2. Unforced error there. Linda Shea with an opportunity to start getting something going her way here. Coming around 3 rails for the 3 in the side. Crossing the line of her shot, but playing decent speed. She's going to have the shot, but another possible 3 rail position through traffic. If it's thin enough, she can hold it with inside and go back across, get back in line on the 4 ball. 3 rails it is, and now she's in the clear. Good lie on the 4 ball, the drag out for the 5. The center ball draw, she has a natural angle. Or she can follow around. Excuse me, not around, but up and out. Up and out it is. I don't prefer that. Maybe Me accidentally saying around would have been a better choice than that, but not bad. Not a bad shot, but tough to gauge the speed on that zigzagging back and forth. I'd rather play the line into the shot rather than zigzag and hope to catch that line. Safety behind the 8 ball is unsuccessful, unfortunately, but no shot open for Tina. Seems they're going to take a moment here. The players are discussing something, and Tina's looking to go grab something from the previous table. I believe she left some of her equipment or personal item at her last table. Not quite sure it is. She's running over to grab that real quick. Her purse. It's a little important. Don't leave your purse lying around. Remember that, fellas. Don't leave your purse lying around. Right, another safety play attempt behind the 8 ball. Too far, too wide.
A little too hard there.
Now a long straight shot for Linda. Cue ball's a little closer to the long rail. Therefore, she can simply just draw back a few feet. Not the easiest of shots, especially when you're in the pressure situation that she's in. Trailing 4-0 in this race to 6. Gotta stay steady. If she has an aim, she can go forward also and come out to the center of the table. She does decide to go forward. As I mentioned earlier, going high on the cue ball keeps the object ball truer to the inside the pocket, more acceptable by the pocket. Drawing does have a risk of drawing or jarring the pocket. Well, Linda Shea now coming back with those 3 balls to get her first mark up on the board. She trails 1-4. Once again, race to 6. Alternate break will keep her at the table this time. And it looks like we have a final score in our neighboring match. Giovanna victorious over Alyssa, 5-3. Giovanna Napolitano victorious over Alyssa Salt, 5-3. Giovanna now advances to the next round. Her next opponent will be Nicole Nesta. Giovanna and Nicole. Tough match. Nicole has been shooting very well today. She's ripping through her opponents early on and breaking very well. I believe it was Linda Shea here that stopped her run and sent her to the one-loss side. But she's fighting her way back now. Great job by both ladies securing those balls. They removed the rack around them. There may just be enough of the 1 ball to pocket it. I'm not sure. Doesn't look like it, but yep, there was. However, the scratch gets a ball in hand for Tina and another shot to the heart. And mental game for Linda Shea. It's not that late. I'm starting to get tongue-tied here. All right, Tina with the ball in hand here. I like shooting the 2 ball in the bottom right-hand corner. She might like the top left. Bottom left, following for the side pocket where she's standing for the 3 ball. If the reach is there and comfortable, I like shooting the 2 ball in the bottom right, just drifting out a little bit for the 3 ball in the opposite side. That way I can have an easier lead to the 6 ball. I'm not so concerned with the 2 to the 3, but the 3 to the 6 I am. Yep. And she's going with my option. My preference, I should say. A lot of people say there's a right shot and a bunch of wrong shots. I disagree with that. It's all personal preference and what you're comfortable with. Sometimes you have to break the rules and the textbook laws to go with what you're comfortable with, because confidence is key. More importantly than anything else, I believe. So whatever you're most comfortable with, that you have the repertoire in your stroke for, or your in the repertoire of your shot selections and pattern play. But like I said before, drifting out for the 3 on the side, she can simply follow up for the 6 now. Because she had ball in hand, she can get that perfect angle and reach fine. No issues. Comes off the rail just right. She's in great shape. Pocketing that 6 ball, coming off naturally. In line with the 7. A touchy drawback off the 7, though, for the 8 in the corner, if she gets in that line. Nicely done. Now, if she has a little bit of an angle, she can go to the short rail and back up. Pocketing it firmly, coming back out by the spot, or past the spot, and the 9. If she has that much angle. If not, just draw back a few and drift over. We are jacked up with the draw on straight back. She was very straight on that. Great shot. Well executed by Tina Malm. A little bit of a stretch on the 8 ball, not a problem with the bridge. Following up 1 rail and back out for the 9 ball in the corner. To the right. Oh, too close, too close. Always put a touch of that spin on there just to guarantee widening that angle so you're not too close to the 9 ball. More cut than she wanted to, but she's still comfortable with this shot. Not too much of a stretch. It was enough of a stretch. I think she allowed that missed position to get in her head. Didn't take her time and focus, spend as much time on that shot as all the other ones. And she kind of just wanted to get that one over with. Well, nice little easy tip in here for Linda Shea to be within 2 games, and it's a whole different ballpark. Hill 1 versus 4-2. Giving a little bit of hope and a little bit of wind in the sails of Linda Shea. Alternate break has Tina at the table now racking. Rack number 7 coming up. On our neighboring table, we have match starting now between Brianna Miller and Nicole King. They just broke open their first rack. Nicole was at the table, scratched, and now Brianna Miller comes to the table with the ball in hand for their first rack. On our feature table, see the Malm at the break. Wing ball in, cue ball controlled a little bit higher up on the table, and the one ball did not track to the corner pocket this time. It does have a cross side bank on it with a stop shot position on the two ball. I don't believe the four ball's in the path. It's a little tight. I'm not quite sure about that. Frank, I don't know if you have a better viewpoint from where you're sitting. If that one banks past the four. No.
No.
Well, now with that camera angle, we can clearly say not. Safety it is. No, it does.
Maybe it does.
I told you so. Never a doubt. Cameras play too many tricks. And yes, folks, we are playing on 9-foot standardized equipment. Dinosphere balls. True double elimination format. And an unexpected miss there as Tina rattles the two ball in that corner pocket. Got decent shape on the three ball, however. Linda Shea now faced with a thin cut on the two ball. Tough to judge speed. Two ball is close enough to the rail where it'll pose an issue. There's a chance of catching that short rail on the way in if she doesn't hit it thin enough. Yeah, safety it is, playing it conservatively as she should in that position, trailing 4-2. She wants to claw her way back up and get into a little safety battle here. Does not get full coverage by the 7. Tina does have a crossover safety play here. And keep the 3 below, keep the 2 ball below the 3. Send the cue ball up table. She may be able to have she might have enough to just stop the cue ball there and send the 2 ball 3 rails up behind the 4. She doesn't want to give it the 5. It'll be a lot easier to cross over to the 2 and send the cue ball up table, send the 2 ball by the 3-4 area.
All right, Ed stepped away for a second here. Linda with a slight cut there. Tina with a tough shot here. Don't know if she has all of it. From here, she might have to spin it in a little bit. Just a little bit of right hand spin, get some maximum throw. No. Contact with the 4 ball, ball in hand. Any trouble obstacle there? Looks like the 9-7, but I think she can get there with the 5. So, I right to come down straight on it. Just kind of want to roll straight here for the 4. Get yourself almost dead straight on the 4. A bad shot. I just don't like having to run close to that 8 ball if you don't need to. Simple drawback. There you go. Couple different options here. Most likely, I think Linda's going to take the draw shot. There she goes. That's great position there. Just going to see the other angle here, which she has for an angle. Okay. You can use a lot of high follow from one rail, come to the other side rail there, shoot the 8 in the corner. There she goes. Great shot. A little bit of an off angle here, so Linda can either draw it to the right rail and come back over, play the 9 in the opposite pocket, or she can hit it with a little bit of low English or lower English. Aim for that first diamond there on the right side, hit the bottom rail, come out and play the 9 in the opposite pocket. Opted for the easier option. Linda going to close this lead now to 4-3. Takes it down, makes it 4-3 now. Capitalize on the mistake by Tina there. Give her ball in hand. Now Linda's breaking to tie the match. Over there on table 3, we have Brianna up 1-0.
On the side table, we have Brianna with ball in hand now. As mentioned, she's leading 1-0. Ball in hand with a pretty open table. Shooting the 2 ball, 3 balls up table, but everything else is back down table. So 1 up and down, back and forth, and she's in good shape. Here on our feature table, we have Linda Shea now breaking balls in, and a shot on the 2 ball, long shot on the 2 ball. She's on the correct side of it, just follow up and spin over for the 3 ball. Lots of traffic to clear here. Joining me in the booth now is Alyssa Solt. Alyssa Solt just got eliminated from the tournament. Not a bad run at all, but we all know we're on the down, so I'm not going to ask how you're feeling. But what did you learn from your last set?
Failed safes.
Failed safes. All right, we practice safety.
Yeah.
Very integral part of the game.
Yes. I was trying to go for certain shots earlier in the set, and I ended up handing her racks and a couple early 9s, and she just took control. She took control of the set. She played fantastic. So I was trying to tighten up, play more safes, and failed safes.
Yep. Yeah, it's tough in a short race to 5, even though it's alternate break format.
Yeah.
When a couple things don't go your way early on, it builds so much more momentum
my goodness.
and
Yeah.
relief
Yeah.
mentally for the opponent,
So
because they know that you're going to be struggling with that.
Yeah, she was up 4-1 in a race to 5. So I was back 4-3.
Yeah, I saw you fought back a little there.
Yeah, and then that last failed safe was the end of our set.
Safety is
Yeah,
noted.
yeah, but she plays great. First time meeting her, we've had a few new faces here,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so nice to get new faces out, and it's just been a great time overall. So
Yeah, this is my first time seeing her play, and I was watching her earlier. I like her demeanor at the table.
Yeah.
I like her confident stroke.
Yeah.
She's steady. Her pace at the table is
and
great.
she's sweet. She's a kind person. She's not rude. She's so yeah. Overall, I would love to play her again. I played her first actually today.
So
was my
she
first
just got
time.
your revenge then.
Yes,
Her
she
revenge
did.
then.
She did get her revenge. I joked around with her because our first set went hill, and with that failed safe, I joked around after. I'm like, you didn't want to go hill again? Really? You could have missed a ball for us to go hill.
No one ever wants to go hill as a player.
Yeah.
As opposed to spectators, every match is a hill wish.
Yeah.
But back on our table here, Linda Shea missing that 2 ball, a little bit wide on the corner pocket, trying to position for the 3. It was a tough position.
So this is
Get
for the
on.
hot seat, right?
Correct. This is a hot seat match. Tina Malm came out real strong. Linda Shea really didn't get a chance to get anything going. And Tina made a couple mistakes, allowing Linda back in, left her a hanging 9 ball. Tina missed the 9 ball. Linda was able to capitalize on that in a rack afterwards. Similar to your match, where she's climbing back in. It was a 4-0 lead. And now here we sit, Linda Shea, just within 1 game, 3-4. But as you can see, Tina at the table now with the 7 ball, looking to secure these last 3 balls to go up on the hill. And another one wide to the left.
Oh.
Wow. This will be the 3rd game.
That
And it
this
over
happened?
with 3 balls or less. Yeah, 3 balls,
Oh,
I think.
okay.
One hung 9 ball, and another 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I mean, it happens to all of us.
It happens.
Yeah.
But if you want to win, you can't let that happen.
No.
You have to
and
capitalize on the opponent's
this
mistakes, not allow them opportunities to
This
capitalize
almost
upon
looks
yours.
pretty straight. I'm surprised she gave herself this. I feel like she has to super draw.
All right, Linda Shea not leaving her the best shot at the side pocket.
Thank
She has
you,
half a pocket
Carlene.
here, but a shot she
That's
should
fine.
make, and we may have a tied up match here. Let's see if she pockets this ball. She does. A little bit of a bend in the knees as she was uncertain and nervous on that shot, but nonetheless, down it goes. And Linda Shea goes up to 4.
Carlene, I love you and thank you. Was definitely hoping to keep playing. But
All right, alternate break format brings Tina back to the table. Obviously not the happiest of people, allowing Linda Shea back into the set from a commanding lead of 4-0. Excuse me, 4-1. 4-1. And now Linda Shea back to 4-4.
see,
It
that's
should
where
have
I
been
wanted
5-1.
to be. That's where I wanted to be, is back at 4. What if we had the same score? 4-1 coming back, but that's 9 ball too. 9 ball can flip at the drop of a dime.
Now, Tina's been very consistent, breaking well, pocketing the wing ball, and drawing the cue ball
Yeah.
about maybe 5 balls back off the racks, like that,
Yeah.
close to the side pockets, with the 1 ball dressing up in
Yeah.
the bottom right-hand corner.
So ironically, last night I was playing with Tina, and she was giving me major tips on the break, and it was such good camaraderie because she showed me how to do this break, and it did make a major difference in where the placement of the 1 ball is, and I mean, obviously need a bit of practice with it, but it was very useful. It was a huge difference. And so thankful to Tina, because she was even joking, like, I shouldn't be telling you this.
Right?
I'm going to be playing you. I shouldn't be telling you this, but I want you to succeed. So just to speak of how,
It pays to be nice.
I mean, just what a, like I said, good camaraderie and just wanting the next person to succeed as well. Tina's a great example of that.
Yeah, once upon a time, we didn't share any information.
Yeah.
And there was no YouTube. And there were no handicap tournaments. So you took your beating and learned the hard way.
So it looks like this 3 does go in that window there. Looks a little tight. I agree, Carlene. She really does. She's helped me a few times before tournaments and showed me different things. She's a very helpful and very knowledgeable player too.
The 3-ball
jumped
did
up
go,
on
but
that.
yeah, she hasn't been comfortable. We've got a rowdy customer behind us, not in a bad way, just loud and
Yeah.
happy, having a good time. It's kind of distracting, tough to hear. It's right behind us, so you probably hear him in the background, but turned around a couple of times and it's tough. 2 people 4 feet away yelling at each other, having a conversation is never a pleasant thing.
No.
But
not
we
for
are in a
anyone.
public environment, and we have to learn how to block those things out. And even though Tina does have headphones in, he's still louder than the headphones in her ears.
Apparently.
So that gives you an idea of how loud this guy is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of hear him barking behind me.
Yeah.
It's tough to talk to them, but hopefully their conversation, quote unquote, will be overseen.
And hopefully,
Standing
I mean, I'm surprised you guys can't hear it with how loud it
They
actually
may be.
is.
They may.
And the proximity to us.
All right,
All right,
Linda Shea
yes.
rolling that ball in nicely, straight in on the 5 ball here.
She could just do a
Top
bit of
shot.
low left. Even low left
They
would,
called it.
I think that's what
She's gonna
she's
drop
doing.
back.
Yep.
Just a few inches back. That's it.
Get a good angle to come around the table. And then there should be smooth sailing for Linda.
She still has to be careful here with the 9 ball. There's a chance she could bump it.
Or if she's going wide. It depends. I mean,
I think
if
she's
she
going
was
to hold it with a
going,
little inside. She did
That's
bump
exactly
it,
what you were
and she
saying.
bumped it in the way.
Yes, she did. I was thinking if she went 2 rails around and did it more.
I don't think she had the wide enough angle to go 2 rails around. She could have gone in between the 8-9 as an option, or try to hold it with extreme inside. She just did not put enough inside on it.
I see. Well, this will definitely make it interesting, and it might shift the momentum towards Tina if it doesn't go in Linda's favor on this kick shot.
Measuring up the kick here. Trying to put distance in case she misses the kick shot. She wants to leave distance between the cue ball and the 8 ball the way she's going.
Yeah.
I don't mind actually kicking to the long rail to the right and sending the 8 ball up table without playing a shot.
Yeah.
Kick
Yeah.
to the long rail, send the 8 ball 2 rails up table. The cue
Yeah.
ball's behind the 9.
Like a kick and stick,
Correct.
right?
Kick
And
and roll.
try to leave the cue ball
Yep.
behind the 9
Exactly.
and send the 8 in the opposite way.
The larger margin of error. Now they're traveling together and they're going to meet up
Yeah.
for a shot.
Yeah.
Unless they freeze, and they're not.
Oh,
And
this
it's going to be a straightforward roll up, follow up for the 9 ball.
Tina should have this in the park now. She just needs to get into her feel.
Is it in the park or in the bank?
Both?
Could be both, I guess. There we go. Fires
think-
the 8
I
in,
think
makes the
they're
most
both-
out of that angle.
I think they're both sings.
I've never heard in the park. Go for a
walk in the
stroll in the
park?
park, a walk in the park.
All of
Not,
those
you
things.
should have it in the park. You should have it in the bank.
Okay.
It's okay. I'm not arguing, I'm just asking.
Okay, fine. I mean,
And down goes the 9 ball. Tina
Yeah,
Malm indeed goes up 5-4 on the hill over Linda Shea.
there we go. Gosh, every time I come back for Frank's tournaments, he has new additions to his stream.
The equipment, yeah.
Oh my goodness, this stuff literally popped up. We did a match and I streamed it on my little tripod. And he's like, I really like streaming. I like the idea of it.
It's
and
fun
it
for a while.
It all became this. Like, this is so, just to see it within the past few months, it's really,
Yeah, he's come a long way. He's done a lot. I couldn't believe that he was
Really?
only doing this for a few months. I was speaking with him earlier. So he just
Yeah.
started out, and he's doing a great job.
yeah,
he's
like
doing a good job.
3 months maybe. And all of this came about. It's very impressive. It's a good setup.
All the advancements in technology
nice.
allow for smaller setups, less equipment, and more affordable equipment. A great break by Linda
That
here.
was a beautiful break.
She has a decent shot on the 1 ball. She can just drag it across for the 2. Across and out for the 2.
Like a little center or
Like a little bit
low
below
low
center.
right
Mm-hmm.
to drag it over there.
It's
Try to get
a little
behind
punchy.
it. You just don't want to. you don't want to get too much of an angle. There's a few ways you could do
Now there's
this,
another
but
option. She can try to, if it passes the 7, she can try to shoot
Yeah?
it past the 7 ball
It
and just
looks
let the
like
cue
that's
ball
what she's
float up
doing.
for the 2.
That's what it looks like she's aiming up. Oh, no.
First
just kidding.
option. Oh, she held it enough for the 2 in the corner.
So this was why I
But
was
this is
saying,
dangerous.
yeah, this is why I was like, you just need to be careful about how much of an angle you get on this 2, because you really want to follow up for the 3, or even just hit the rail, hit the long rail and come out to center so you have the 3. But here, where it is now, and with a heavy angle, that side pocket.
Yeah, it's even a tough cut to even roll it in and
Yes.
stay safe. It's
Yeah.
even tough to play a 2-way here behind the 7. So
Or
let's
even
see
in
what
the
she
side.
does
It
here.
looks like she's going
Going
in
for
the
the side to drag it, and
Oh,
does she hold behind it? She has
She
a position
did.
on the 3, but
Yeah.
it's a 2.
yeah.
Yeah, she had to shoot that a little bit slower for the left spin to throw the 2 ball to the right a little bit more. Remember, less is more. So medium speed shots catch the cue ball and object balls with the most potential or the most throw. You want to have enough spin to throw it, but not too much where it doesn't really catch.
But
It's
then
too fast
also,
to
if
catch
you
the
hit
ball.
it too slow, then the felt changes it, and it doesn't even get the English too. It's a fine line.
It is a fine line, medium, tough, true medium
Fine
speed
line.
strokes.
The line is medium. Learn your
Find the
medium,
medium.
speed. And then there's even medium hard, medium soft.
Well, I always say we use medium speed about 80% of our shots or more. And because we use it so often, we now define that into 3 sections of soft medium, true medium, or a firm medium. Slow, and full speed, right?
Yeah.
Well, stroke. Well, Tina had a good speed on that one.
That was, yeah, a great shot. She has a great
Kept in
angle on
line.
the 3.
Yep, she stayed in line on a 3 ball. That's one good thing about Tina's game. She's always playing into the line of the shot, keeping the cue ball simple as possible unless necessary. She does take her time on the
She
shot.
does.
She measures a lot. She calculates a lot. Sometimes I believe it's too much, to be honest with you.
It's a
You don't
line.
want to allow yourself the opportunity to allow doubt to enter your mind.
Oh.
Then you start contemplating yourself, over contemplating. So I mentioned this way earlier in the broadcast. Average players, when they're average decent players, when they're in stroke or when they're in rhythm, take about 12 to 18 seconds a shot. And you don't want to go too much longer than that. Not much longer than 22 seconds.
That was
So
a great shot.
then you start contemplating.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the doubt creeps in, and
And then you have to remember, stand up, regroup, make your decision standing up, reset, and then follow through with it. Commit to the shot. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Thank you for tuning in, watching in. I'd like to see a little bit more activity in there.
oh, goodness.
And it is turning out
Oh,
to be a great
goodness.
set. And look at this. This is the 4th rack. One hung 9 ball and 3 racks where Tina's giving Linda 7, 8, 9.
Great point, Carlene. Yeah, no, I can tell. She makes sure she feels 100% about the shot before going for it. Oh, and Linda made this a little bit more difficult for herself than needed, I think. However, she left herself a bank.
And the
Could
bend
get
goes
right back.
down, and how's the cue ball control? She winds up right in the middle.
Oh,
A little
geez.
softer. She's on one side of the 9. A little firmer. She comes out far enough to play the 9. And look at this. I think the 9's a hair off the rail. We can get a safety here. Thin the 9 ball on the left side and send the cue ball up table. It's 4-5. Tina's on the hill. You got to be cautious here.
Oh, good point.
Sometimes if it's hill, you go for it here. Just roll up on it. That's it. That's
I mean,
it.
Tina does have an easy kick with this. I mean, it's not super easy, but
Yeah.
it's
I almost never go for the kick.
what?
If there's enough angle, here she's pretty straight. I almost never go for the kick here because she's so straight. She doesn't have enough angle. Try to thin it and send a cue ball up
That's
table.
exactly what she's doing.
Yeah.
See, Rafi,
No,
I agree
Rafi,
with
don't
you.
kick it, Rafi.
No.
That's why you lose, Rafi. I love you,
That's
man.
why I
But that's
lose,
why you
too.
lose.
That's why I lose too. 'cause
I used to be
would
that
probably-
aggressive player a long time ago, and I learned That's why I lose.
That's probably why I do too.
It's a
Little bit
different
too
game
aggressive.
now. Rafi, you and I played in the 90s, and that's when everything was more aggressive, and we still play.
Oh my
Did
gosh,
she not
did she
touch
not
it?
even hit it?
Wow.
I don't
See,
think she
that's a
hit
jitter
it.
stroke. Yeah, that's a jitter stroke.
Oh,
She's going to push the
jeez.
cue ball over,
Oh,
indicating that. Yeah.
jeez.
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, Linda's clarifying that she didn't hit it, and no, she didn't hit it.
It didn't look like it.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So that was the
now it's a
jitter. Stay
hill,
down
hill
and steady.
thriller. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. And it's tough.
Oh my
This
goodness! That even the way
This
it went
is
in.
5 racks in a row.
Oh, the way
like-
the way that 9 ball even went in, kind of.
Oh no, I'm sorry, 4 racks in a row. Well, viewers, you got your hill match. I'll work the controls. All right. So here we are, folks. After a tough battle back uphill for Linda Shea, she's now on the hill with Tina. Started out with a very solid beginning.
Vinny, this is for the hot seat.
Hill through. And Rafi, yes, I do agree with you. With all jokes aside, you do have to play to your strengths, and that 9 ball is like a hair off the rail, so it was tough to avoid a double kiss on the hit, whether going for a long bank and the kick as well. If you caught it too full, it's going to double kiss and just stay right there for your
Yeah.
Maybe making sure you play the second rail, coming off the second rail to make it a bigger ball with good
Yeah.
speed on the kick in that
Yeah.
scenario, and you could send the cue ball up table, great.
Right.
But there really
Right.
wasn't much angle at all.
Yeah, no, there
Much
wasn't.
angle at all to work with. So that's the only reason why I don't like that kick. But I do come from the 90s again with the more aggressive game, bigger strokes, slower rails.
Yeah, Greg, I agree.
What?
There's been a couple of mistakes, especially towards the end of the rack, unfortunately, for Tina.
Another shout out to the people in the chat room. Vinny Cimarelli, where are you? I thought you're from this area. I'm in your part of town now, and I don't see you here. Oh, wait.
He's out
I'm
towards
sorry.
Ridley Park.
Never mind. I'm thinking of someone else out of here. Vinny, you're excused from not being here. Don't worry about it.
All right, well, Tina has a chance here. This is it. At the table's wide open. There should be no problem balls. She follows up the 2 a bit, gets kind of like in between the 4 and the 5. She could definitely close this out. She just has to shake off whatever was happening the past few racks. We are at Bluegrass Billiards. It's in Northeast Philly.
Yeah, and replying to Gregory's comment, absolutely, this match should have been over 4 racks ago.
Yeah.
3 racks ago, legitimately. But
Okay.
things happen, nerves set in, environment changes. And also, I was mentioning earlier, the speed of the table is beautiful when they was getting heated up by the lights and the bodies in the room. But now the bodies in the room are accumulating for the nighttime crowd, where the heat turned into humidity. And now it's a little tougher to move around the table. Funny things happen. The balls throw a little bit more. The rails play differently. And a lot more power strokes are required. Players are starting to fatigue and wear down. So there's a lot of factors coming into play now. What time is it in the evening now? It's almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So these players have been battling all day.
Well, this is
And these players were sitting for a while before getting into the hot seat, which
right.
can also be referred to as the get cold seat. So if you don't warm up for at least an hour beforehand, you're trying to ease back in. It's like a first set jitters again.
Yeah.
Baltina with a very straightforward rack here. Nice clean stroke
Yes,
there,
that
dragging that what we call a lazy cue ball over for the 5. Nice position. She has to just go with the flow. Feel good. Not over contemplate. She knows she's got this.
Just stop this ball. She has enough angle to come back for
There's
the
a
8.
nice natural angle with a stop shot there. That's it. Nice natural angle.
Just keep shooting this way. Little low left, bring it back to center table.
Don't overstroke it. Nice and smooth.
Perfect.
There you go. You had the perfect
Perfect.
angle to deal with.
Yes.
Great.
That was a great
She's a little straight
execution.
on this one, but she's happy
But
to
that's
draw
it.
it back
I mean,
a bit.
yeah.
Which is good.
It's okay to be straight right now.
Yep. to the rail and over. She did have enough angle.
Oh.
She wanted a little bit more rail.
I
but
thought she was going to draw it without using the rail.
yeah, yeah. Looking at the camera, it throws off the angles a little bit. So she was not as straight as it appeared on the screen. She was playing it to the rail and out, but it did not get enough. But she's going to pocket this ball, no problem.
There you go.
And finally takes down the
There you
set
go.
after giving away 4 racks. Still victorious. And hats off to Linda Shea for a great run. She is now eliminated from the... I'm sorry, no, she's
Not
going to the
eliminated.
one-loss side. Excuse
Yeah.
me. She's knocked to the one-loss side. She's not eliminated from the tournament. But she put up a great fight trying to come back. And unfortunately, just too much of an uphill battle, literally, as Tina Malm sat on the hill comfortably before finally putting it away. She's going to learn from that and take a little breather. And we'll see her later on in the finals.